Kim Possible What's the Switch is an action platformer on the PlayStation 2, originally released in October of 2006. The story takes place as Kim Possible and her sidekick arrive at Monkey Fist Castle to stop the villains Dr. Draken and Shigo from stealing a magical monkey idol. However, when the two teams fight over the idol, Ron and Draken get their minds switched with each other's bodies. Before Kim and Shigo can do anything, Professor Dementor appears and steals the idol himself, realizing that she needs the idol to switch Ron and Draken back to normal. Starting with the positives, this is a fun game. It's straightforward, to the point, solid 2D platformer. The action's pretty fun, it controls nice, and overall it was just paced very nicely, and I had a lot of fun playing it. I also liked how this game looked. It had a cel-shaded graphics, and I really liked that style, and it kinda looked like the show. Now granted, this is in 3D, but they did try their damnedest to try to make this look like the show, and for the most part I think they succeed. There is some areas that they kind of fail at visually, but overall it's visually pleasing and I have no complaints. Also, the backgrounds look good, the stage designs look good. Overall, I like the way this game looked. Now the story to this game isn't really that interesting, and I've never seen the show, so I don't know if this was supposed to be an episode or anything like that. I'm only here to play the game, and story-wise, the game was okay, but I can forgive it because the game was just trying to be a fun 2D platformer, and they didn't really do much in terms of story. There really isn't tons of character development, which I didn't really expect, and overall it was straightforward and it was fine. Moving on towards my negatives, this game is super easy, and I was just begging for a challenge as I was going through each level. Each level takes about 3 or 5 minutes to complete. The few boss battles that you get are pretty easy to beat, and overall I went through this game pretty much flawlessly. The only deaths that happened were just because I missed a jump. Other than that, the enemies are pretty much a joke. They all have a certain way to defeat them, like sometimes you would have to kick them a few times before you can kill them, sometimes you have to use some of your gadgets to stop them, and it's all pretty easy. I get that this is supposed to be a kid's game, but I wish there was maybe a difficulty setting for older gamers like myself, so that we can have a little bit of a challenge. Also, the final boss was just a complete joke. He is very easy to beat, and there really isn't much challenge going on with the final boss. He's just a pushover, and anybody can beat this game pretty easily. But I guess that's also somewhat of a positive on my end, just because if you've got a young kid and you're trying to introduce them into some games and want to give them an easy game to play, Kim Possible What's the Switch is a good one. Overall, Kim's Possible What's the Switch was a pretty decent game. It wasn't mind-blowing or anything like that, and it definitely was too easy. But if you're a first-time gamer and you wanted just an easy game to beat, this game's for you. Also, if you have kids that are getting into gaming and you want to show them something kid-friendly, this game will do it for you. Now again, I haven't seen the show, but if you've seen the show, do you think I would like it? Let me know down below, because I would like to know. Big thanks to My Name is Doofy, Miasma Senpai, and Warpbait for supporting me on Patreon. You guys are awesome.